Greetings, this is Miss Bogdan. I am proud to present the first ever 2020 Virtual Winter Art Show. Now to start things off, here's Mrs. Schulman.
Welcome to the first ever virtual gallery art tour for Cuyahoga Falls High School. We are so glad that you chose to join us this evening. What you are about to experience are artworks that were created in, well, let's say, unique circumstances. It has been created between home and school and home again. And let's just say it's been an art adventure. For the clay and sculpture class, you're going to see clay artworks created in traditional clay, and in this they have made shrines. So their theme was to create a shrine fashioned after a goal for their life, a life goal, or they could create a shrine that was fashioned after a spirit animal of their choice. This animal they would want to share characteristics with and bring those characteristics and attributes into their own life. This clay is the messy clay, so they had to create it home, transfer back to school very carefully because it's very fragile, and then here it was baked in the kiln and then transferred back home for painting. It was an adventure. Next, we created sculptures out of a oven-baked clay called Sculpey. For this sculpture, we looked at the lives and the careers of artists that make and design characters for movies and video games and do special effects in different types of media. Our students developed their very own character design and sculpted it out of the Sculpey clay. We also discovered that not all art is permanent. So we went out into nature, we went out into the world, and we grabbed materials from nature and created artworks based on the elements and principles of design. We photographed them and then watched them decay. We also used photography to create a flat lay photo. In this photograph, students actually arranged objects. They used found objects and arranged them to tell a story. Some of our stories tell about our personality traits and what we like best. Some of our stories tell what their summer was like and their most important objects to them during the pandemic. Oh, and then there were puppets. We made puppets. Now, I have to admit or report that many of our puppets turned out to be rather shy. Awesome, but shy. So we do have a couple performances to share with you, but many of our artists chose to keep their little puppets to themselves. Next, we have glass arts. In the glass arts class, you will see artwork created by Shrinky Dink. Shrinky Dink is a special plastic that can go into your oven and shrink and harden and make awesome things. And our glass artists created functional, wearable art with these pieces. Then they were armed with safety goggles and wheeled nippers as they took glass tile and glass tesserae to create 2 mini mosaics. Our first mosaic that you will see is a narrative. Each artist selected a story to share in their work. And the second is an abstract work. And in this, artists were motivated to tell stories about emotions and feelings, things that are not normally able to be shared pictorially. And you'll see in these abstract works just what they're feeling at the time. Oh, and then we did have a few opportunities to create with our glass kiln at the school, and we created some fused glass bugs, which have been exploring our world a little bit, and you'll see some photographs of that. You will see a selection of art from our AP or Advanced Placement Studio Art classes. These students, as well as our Honors Art students, have created artworks for their portfolios. Don't miss the Under the Sea inspired paintings and various sculptures shared from the adaptive art classes. And finally, fun snippets from our incredible achievements made by our art club and National Art Honor Society will also be shared. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy!
Smith. This semester I taught Exploration of Art, Digital Photography 1, and Graphic Design 1. So this was a semester unlike any other, yet we were able to evolve, adapt, and come up with some pretty good pieces that you'll see as you look through the show. A lot of the things that we had to do were digital, things we had to do remotely. So a lot of those hands-on projects that we would normally do, we figured out a way, and we were successful in what we achieved. And you'll see those accomplishments, as I mentioned, as you scroll through the show. We were able to, for my digital classes, it was a little scary because we didn't have our Photoshop that we normally use within the classroom. We have these great programs, and we didn't have those at our disposal. So we're able to find an online program that replicated the things that we would normally do, and we're successful in that as well. So with everything thrown at us, we were able to, as I said, we were able to adapt, and we were able to come up with some pretty amazing pieces of artwork that you'll see as you look through the show. So enjoy, and we hope things are back to normal sooner than later. But if not, we'll still keep on doing what we're doing, and we'll still keep teaching art. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Winter 2020 Virtual Art Show. I'm Miss Harry, and I'm super excited for you to look through some of the artwork that our students have done this weird semester. I want to talk about some of the projects you'll see from my students in this presentation. So I am teaching drawing and printmaking, which is a really exciting class. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot to printmaking due to COVID, but we did do a lot of drawing with colored pencils, drawing pencils, and we just really fine-tuned our skills and techniques. One of the projects you're going to see a lot is a still life study. Students set up their own little still lifes. They had to pick a word, and then after they picked their word, they picked objects that they felt kind of emphasized those words. And then they drew their still life. So you'll see a lot of those. Negative space studies. Students learned about positive and negative space and how to depict negative space in drawing. So you'll see a lot of negative space studies. Art history, we did a deep dive into Impressionism and Neo-Impressionism. So you're going to see a lot of work that's inspired by landscapes in that Impressionist era with a lot of bright colors. You'll also see some contemporary artist-inspired work. We did a project inspired by sculptor Nick Cave. He makes these really amazing sound suits that are really interesting and crazy. So everyone made their own version, which you can see in the video. And lastly, we have mixed media collage. So you're going to see a lot of collage work from those students, multiple medias. They used colored pencils, they used markers, whatever they had on hand really to create their artwork. In some of the pieces, you'll get quotes from the students talking about their process and the ideas behind it. But for all pieces, you'll get to see what class the student was in, what student created it, and the title. So I hope you enjoy this year's virtual art show and have a great time.
Art Club and National Art Honor Society were challenged to create an art display to fit over top of a parking meter downtown Cuyahoga Falls. With incredible teamwork and alternating work times to fit the social distancing restrictions, our artists came up with Snowy the Snow Globe. Take a moment this month and tour the creations in the first ever Cuyahoga Falls Parking Meter Parade. Voting closes December 18th. Art Club and the National Art Honor Society designed this tree as a charity project for Akron Children's Hospital's annual Christmas Tree Festival. This year the trees were limited to 3 foot in height, as the festival auction was all virtual. Our CFHS artists worked over a month to make this tree possible, taking home supply packets and working on the sidewalks outside the high school. Our artists sculpted mushrooms and mini animal ornaments, created felt pine cones, and transformed wooden doorknobs into acorn ornaments. Olivia Aloisi and Tori Bailey handcrafted the felt woodland creatures featured on the tree. Our theme was A Forest of Dreams. I could not be more proud, as this is truly what they created. National Art Honor Society President Tori Bailey and 2019 graduate Margie Spinner completed a public art project this fall that was started last year. With the Wheels of Steel project put on hold, these two extraordinary artists pushed forward and made it happen with online workshops and filming of the final cruise. The goal is for the legacy of the Wheels of Steel project to continue, as it is a part of an international wirecar art movement. I am honored to present the Wheels of Steel Cuyahoga Falls First Cruise.
Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
I got a question. How do you get a squirrel to like you? You act like a nut. Ah! Oh my goodness. Hey, I got another one. Why don't eggs tell jokes? Because they crack them up. All right, last one. What do you call somebody that has no body and no nose? Nobody knows.
I would like to extend special thanks and congratulations to the CFHS Art Club and National Art Honor Society, as well as all our Black Tiger artists. You have all worked so hard this semester to create in inventing and sometimes messy ways. Thank you, parents, for sharing in the creative process from home and supporting this important learning opportunity for our Black Tiger artists. You should take pride in this showing of whimsical, thought-provoking, and inspiring work. Thank you for joining us on this journey.